2.
Welcome back, adventurers, to the ADHD&D Academy. I am still your host, the incomparable, not in a good way, DM Steven. And I don't know, did we just, we're not doing intros for these, or are we recording those later? Or,
I don't think we have been doing intros for the second halves.
should we have been?
Nah.
Y'all, we are good at this. This is professional.
Voiceovers are easy to do.
Yeah, we yeah. How hard could it be? That's sort of like when we had the idea of like, let's do a D&D show, podcast, whatever, stream. We were like, how hard could it be? And then we found out how hard it was, and it took us about a year to get. Was it an actual year, or my voice broke?
It was like 3 months.
No,
Yeah, it
was
just felt like a year.
Nah, felt like a lot longer. Well, neurodivergent and my sense of time. I guess that's okay. Well, yeah, so you guys are able to head back to the school. No fuss, no muss. What is the Ice Heist baby's first order of business? Well, I guess you guys would have to go report first together.
Yeah, we are going with them as they also go to report things.
Smart. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, you guys head into there, and it's one of the teacher's assistants standing there.
As we are about to, I guess if we're not actually talking to them to turn in the thing and explain the thing, yeah, I'll wait. But if we are, I want to cast Emissary of Peace on myself.
Okay.
Nice.
Can you remind me what that does, please?
It's a bonus action. I grant myself +5 bonus to charisma checks, but it says charisma persuasion, so I think it's just persuasion stuff for the next 10 minutes.
Love it. Okay, yeah. So you guys are about to walk into the office. How does Saul cast this on himself?
Are we dropping stuff off before? Like, I'm carrying 5,000 gold. I would like to drop it off before I go talk to people. But if that's not an option, then we won't do that.
I don't know if all of us have to go necessarily. So if you want to dip off from the group, I just want to make sure that maybe me and Orez for sure are there to turn in the assignment.
That like I can take your bag if you want and head back to our cabin.
You guys are heading in. I will say there's like, if you guys just like, well, let's meet back here in 15, and you guys can drop off and freshen up. I don't think they expect you to like do not, it's like do nothing but walk and turn in your assignment.
Well, we don't want to like leave our new friends alone.
Yeah, I have zero trust in them.
Yeah, that is very wise. They're not nice. Okay, cool. So yeah, so you guys you're able to like tag team it such that you like don't leave them alone and da da da. Good, great, good and great. Yeah, you
I'm gonna
guys go in there.
stick close to Brad. I don't want him disappearing on us again.
Sure. Yeah, you see like as you guys get closer to school, he stops like sneaking around so much and he's like more in view. But he's like you as you're walking, you realize like he's just one of these people that like kind of looks like everybody, and if you're not careful, your eyes will naturally slide off of him, and you don't know if that's like a magical effect that he has or he's just like good. It's like he's certainly
It's just a Brad effect that he has.
it's this effect that it's like hard to explain, but like you're able to recognize it now that it's in more the way that he carries himself. Like he doesn't make overly big movements. He like is very still most of the time. He doesn't interject. He doesn't like, so you're realizing like it's like now that you have this like subclass, like you realize there's like this whole like sub way of just being like that. He is unapologetically a thief. Like you look at him, like you just kind of know, but he's also real good at it. So it's like, well, what are you gonna do? But yeah, so you guys, you're able to freshen up. You're able to tag team it such that you keep an eye on them, and they're not able to do anything like sneaky, because they're what they could get away with before is like there's no way they can get away with it now because you guys are onto them. So you get into the teaching assistant office. You guys turn in the assignments. Um, the clerk behind there is this, looking at both of them as like a little confused. Is like, and I'm sure you guys relate what happens, but Corellia will take the lead in describing everything because she owns everything she sees, unless somebody jumps in.
I think Auras would run to the front to explain since they
You would
have the
definitely get
story.
it. You would definitely get it because she would not even engage in that kind of a contest with you. You know what I mean? Like she is not the type of person that can be seen like rushing to get ahead of anybody. Yeah, so okay, so you're able to give a true accurate accounting. The teaching assistant looks at the forms. She's like, so if I'm understanding this correctly, you guys did it, and then they did you guys mention stealing at all?
Not as of yet.
Okay. If you guys did it and they didn't, then you guys are. I can't give the credit to them. Like I understand you guys saying you're collaborating, but I don't see it. You know what I mean? Like if you could like break it down for me.
I'll go. I'll try and do a persuasion check to be like, yeah, well, they helped us kind of like look through, like analyze the source of the taint and all this stuff, and you know,
And they
helped a
clean
lot with
a bunch of
the
the zombies.
yeah.
Oh, that's true. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and give me that persuasion.
I'm
with
gonna
your-
give him a little guidance as well. Like,
Oh
you
shit!
got this, buddy.
So guidance gives me another D4, right?
One
Yeah.
before, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll that. Okay. So 17 plus 5 for the Emissary of Peace for
Mhm.
23, and then I need to roll the D4, which I had
7. Yeah.
23. I'll just roll it in the. Yeah. Ooh. It's being slow. Dice and a D4 for an extra 1, so it comes out to 24.
Okay. Yeah. So you see the teaching assistant looks and is like, I certainly understand. I'm a little limited in what I can do. I only have to follow the school guidelines, of course. The issue I'm having still is that the objective was completed before they arrived. So while they did remove potential, you said the zombies were locked in cages,
That is correct.
so they weren't going to get out.
I mean, maybe.
Um,
Maybe they could have gotten out if someone else had gone down there unknowing what they were doing.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's
I mean,
not. I'm
yeah,
not
mhm.
saying it's not a service. I'm have, and if you say there's truly as much gold in the temple as you claim, then I mean, we can. I suppose a partial credit could be warranted, but I mean, credit where credit's due. This is the school motto, after all. And all of you remember quite clearly, it is not the school motto.
Yeah. We're just gonna let that one slide.
Yep. He's having a day. You don't know
Yep.
anything about this guy, but
Mhm.
you can no perception check needed. You just know he's having a day. So basically what he's gonna do is give them like 10% credit. And you
It's like, seems fair.
no insight check needed. You have never seen somebody look so like you've never seen a change in energy occur with such stillness in somebody's face as Corellia. Like you see her get like as mad as anyone can be, and yet nothing is showing on her face at all. And she goes, yes, it seems quite fair.
10% doesn't seem like very much. Like
I mean, the objective was done, it's like, what are you gonna do? Thank you for killing zombies in cages. And then he makes eye contact with Curly and goes, oh.
Or is he
And
trying to hold back his laughter, his both
swallow
hands
his
over the mouth?
laughter.
Like,
If there's nothing else, I'm very busy, Your Grace. I mean, Corellia. So like like everyone's been instructed to like treat her like a student, but it's also anyway. So yeah, I mean, she's not going to. It doesn't seem like she's going to press the issue.
It doesn't seem like there's much we can do to change his mind, does there?
I mean, you heard what the school motto is. According to
Mm-hmm.
So essentially what happened is they tried to use a technicality on you, and the school doesn't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hence the friction between the nobility and the academy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I'm sure she'll forgive and forget. She will. I mean, but they're not going to say like a word to you. Kalok will shoulder check, somebody on the way out to like be a dick.
just tries to shoulder check Orez, but goes right over him.
Just
Trips over him.
Yeah, all right. so yeah, they're fully on their back foot. You guys go back to your crib, the Ice Heist baby crib, and the school rankings are available in like the common areas of every dorm, and you see it has changed. It is or we'll say this is the next day and they've had time to verify. But the rankings have fully changed, and it is now number 1, Ice Heist Babies, number 2, Backbreakers, number 3, we're number 2, and so on and so forth.
Real unfortunate name they picked.
Yeah. How much are we winning by?
And then it doesn't show you points, it just shows you ranking.
Okay.
And that is something that they have done consciously because they don't want first place to just be like, we're made in the shade,
Okay.
their objective is to push people. And you can actually like get penalized for like doing no assignments, so it's like there's checks and balances. But again, it's not a perfect system. They're more concerned with you guys being exploring and learning in a very chaotic environment. So yes, the next day, well, a day passes, the rankings change, you guys are going about your lives, you can take a day of rest, you do your day of rest and within the 10-day. But within the next couple of days, there is a knock on your door, and this will be like it'll just say it happened at a convenient time that everybody is home. You guys aren't off, and who would answer the door if you guys are all hanging out and somebody knocks?
Sal will answer the door.
All right.
Say definitely Elwyn.
Yeah, Ellen does.
Cool. Thanks. As I try and yeah. Yeah, so you knock at the door. Standing in front of there is a female human. She has the school's uniform as one of the adjuncts. And she is let's see, she's about 4'3". She has long curly black hair, black eyes, and very, very dark skin, almost black. This is one of the shadow touched people that is in an area that was previously claimed by the void but has now since been reclaimed, as we talked about in the lore. But this is the mark of like one of those people, is they have varying shades of black skin. She's missing her right ear, but other than that, like she looks perfectly normal. And she's, greetings, may I come in?
Hello, Professor. Yeah, of course you can come in. What brings you here today?
Well, as you know, the rankings have been updated, and that comes with some exciting features.
Oh, such as?
Well, if your party is here, I'd be happy. Well, I'm happy to explain to you. I can explain to everyone at once, or I can just give you the information and you can read at your leisure. What would you like?
Sure, you could go ahead and come in. Yeah, ice babies get decent.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, you guys all gather around in the common area, and she
Yell from the
you
other
know,
room. If it's a salesperson, send him away.
No,
they
it's news from the school.
they get salespeople at the school. How did you get on campus?
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So everyone assembles in the living room, and she is there to greet everybody. And she says, "Well, greetings, Ice Heist babies. I must say, congratulations on your latest assignment. We have a couple features for you to go over, as you are now first place. This is going to be quite a lot of information because typically parties climb the ranks more slowly, or should I say less spectacularly. And the information comes in dribs and drabs as you rank, as you get within different tiers, you get different benefits of the school because we want to reward hard work. As first place rank holders, you are able to get some amenities from the school, and I'm gonna happy to go over those with you now. Do you have any questions as of yet? I know I haven't really, just sort of like a vague outline of what I'm covering, but please interrupt me at any time.
So, if you do really well at the school, you get things that help you do well.
Yes.
Does that kind of naturally make it so that those who are already doing well just continue to do better than those who are lower in the rankings?
Yes, it's quite a good system.
Okay.
I'd be annoyed if we weren't in first place.
Well, there are amenities that are available to all students. This is simply a reward for hard work. You invest in the people who invest in you.
Okay.
But as the material contribution system that we previously had at the school has been broken by your party, we we have to adhere to the rules as written. Um, when it makes sense. And in this instance, it makes sense. Also, we did offer to collaborate and do a progressive ranked structure with the previous rank holders, number one, but the party leader insisted that the credit go to you.
Generous of them.
Oh, well, yes. Roll an insight.
Don't know if I need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's pissed.
16.
Yeah, no, she
Died.
she she didn't get away with one technicality, but like was appearing gracious by giving you guys the material contribution credit. So that you guys went into first, upsetting the system and putting a target on you.
Mhm.
So, but now you're
The
the varsity. You can get away with
D&D
a lot at school.
equivalent of being thrown under the dragon.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, so she's there. So what she says is we have um there is a separate entrance to the quartermaster that I will indicate to you. You'll need this token to get in. You have first choice of equipment and fines, and you are also able to take out more and a higher quality of item on your assignments. Additionally, you are able to travel from the school for more than 30 days if needed to complete an assignment. You also have now access to second year assignments if you feel that one fits your skill set. And you also get to see the incoming assignments prior to them getting posted on the assignment board. So you get to pick. In that instance, though, you are only able to pick one. You can't just claim the whole sheet, and but you are able to um, pick one, and then from there to we will make sure the rest of the assignments have comparable points so that it's an advantage, but not necessarily an overly unfair one. Also, I don't really care, so yeah. Questions?
Who else? How far down the rankings are all of these perks given? Or is
There's top 5, there's top 10, there's top 20, top 50, and top 100.
okay?
And then anything below that is excised from the school.
Right. Yeah,
Expelled.
we almost. Yeah, right.
Yes.
So top 5 is all the same. Like we don't have better than the second place people.
Oh no, yeah. So the top 1, top 5, top 10.
Oh, okay.
Mm, no, absolutely. So the fee, you get to see the assignments first. Everyone in the top 5 gets dedicated assistant. And the entrance to then the top 20 get top 10, sorry, get the entrance to the quartermaster, and then the no, I sorry, I messed that up. Top 1 gets access to second year assignments, so that can be an inherent point boost, and then the rest. So that's why I missed one, but the rest fall in that tier.
Okay.
It makes sense. I'll leave the pamphlet with you.
Thank you.
And she sets it down. That breaks it all down. It's like,
Mhm.
but yeah, no, you basically got a scholarship.
Dope.
Cool.
That requires you to maintain first place.
Right.
Da-da-da-da-da. Okay. So she's I have the assignments here. If there are no questions, I can tell you what your options are. You can choose one or none. Completely up to you.
Sure.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys see that the assignment board, it's sort of like the same thing that you guys saw previously, but it's just like a private version. Maryland, the null assignment has been taken, so that one is crossed off. How many licks does it take is crossed off, because that's the one your actual points that you got 5 points for Little House on the Ferry, 5 points for That Dog Can't Hunt, and 10 points for the temple. So you have 20
Okay.
out
Plus
of a.
an unspecified number for giving them a shit ton of gold.
That affects your ranking. It doesn't affect your points to graduate the year.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So you can fully go through this school and not play the ranking game. It's just a feature of the school. You can just do quests, get points, and graduate, and you know follow your nose, follow your nose. But what is not crossed off is spectatorship, the qualifying round in the school's arena fight series. Fight a spectator, glory to the victor. Oh, sorry. um the A new quest that came in is Don't Feed the Trolls. This is your next year assignment that is available to you now if you'd like. Was it a troll regeneration experiment gone wrong, or God's mistake? Who cares? Kill it. 25 points. The Cats Out of the Hag, an outlying town near Jostwick's entire population of cats has gone missing. What happened? 15 points. Those are your combat options. Your exploration options are the 10 blue cranberries from the previous assignment has not been claimed. Arcanistry of moving active reagents with the 2-day journey has not been claimed. The new one that came in is Go Toward the Light. A cave has been discovered in the foothills to the south by a passing party that was emitting a strange light at night. Take samples, report your findings, proceed with caution. 10 points for there. And then the fetch and carries. No one has claimed the Tasha's Hideous Colander. Drow Now's Brown Cow has not been claimed, and there is the new one that came in is a sled dog race. A village in the remote mountains that is only reachable by sled dogs in a world with magic somehow. Need you to transport some medicine or something. I don't know. 5 points probably.
5
Okay.
points, probably. Welcome to ADHD&D Academy, where the points are made up.
Yeah.
I
So
like the cave one and the cat one.
Oddly enough, I was
cat's out of
thinking
the
the,
hag.
the cat's out of the hag might be a good one.
That could be fun. Yeah. The go towards the light one sounded interesting too. Might be relatively simple if we wanted to lay back for a level, but
And
I'm down for cats out of the hag. That sounds
cat's
silly.
out of the hag is the second year assignment.
That was
The
don't.
second, yeah, the second year assignments don't feed the second year assignments is don't feed the trolls.
Don't feed the trolls. Yes.
Apparently, uh, a- there was a troll amalgam was spotted. Um, that was dispatched. The outlying area has seen still an increase in troll activity, so we have to find the rest of these mistakes.
In this house, we call those whoopsies.
Whoops, a whoopsie doodle. So you guys know troll amalgam is when trolls get stuck together when they are either regenerating or so like if you trolls have crazy regeneration, so like if you like cut into two and mash them together, they'll fuse.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a horror show. Um and those are exceptionally powerful. So that creature was handled, but there are apparently still there's troll activity, so they need someone to come in and clean up the rest.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll leave these assignments with you. You have a day to decide, and then they'll be posted. There's if you don't want to choose anything, there is no need to let us know. We wait the 24 hours regardless, so if you don't pick something, it will happen, and no need to worry about that. You have an option of assistance. I have several profiles for you to look at. You can choose, or we can assign one to you if you like. Um, we have different sort of functions that they can have depending on what you would need as an assistant to your party. And what else? I do believe that covers everything. Can I help you with anything else? Did you have any questions?
What does the assistant do?
Well, main. I mean, it's in the name, I suppose. It's
Mm. Okay.
they they're there for you to do as you will, within
Whatever
reason,
we
of
want.
course.
Got it. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
um, or nothing. Have them clean your house. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
They love it. They can't get enough.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I suppose that'll be all. If you need me, feel free to send a message. And she will sweep out of the room in her exceptionally, like, as she's leaving, you guys kind of realize how short she is, but like as she was like talking to you, like you just got the sense she was so much taller than she is. um anyway, okay. Well, what do you guys want to do?
Mhm.
Uh, I like the cat mission. Sounds like it would be fun.
Leaning towards that one too.
Yeah. does
Did it
sound
say how many points that one was? I didn't write it down. Is that 15?
15. Yep.
And how many points was the like big quest we just did? It was like 20.
How many
We
licks
got
does it
20
take?
total.
Was
Oh, we got 20
15.
total.
Yeah, the temple cleansing the taint was 15 points. They got 5 and you got 10.
Okay.
And then you got 5 for Dog Don't Hunt, and then 5 for Little House on the Fairy.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So still a comparable sized quest to what we had already done. So
Yeah, you guys really came out good from that.
And remind me how many points we need to graduate our year? Is that
First year
100?
is 100. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
So we're well on our way.
Yeah, for sure.
nice.
I'm down for the cats.
Sounds like a fun time.
Okay. Well, okay. So you can send a message to Millicent, letting her know that you are taking the assignment, the Cats Out of the Hag. That's the one you got to do. The next day, the assignments come out. You see the list that you have, with the exception of the Cats Out of the Hag. That one is not on there at all. Like, it's not on there and crossed off. It's just not on there at all. And then the rest are there. Did you want to pick up a second, or?
Yeah, I think we want to establish if there's any
How
that are
ambitious are you all feeling?
geographically nearby that.
No. So the reason you guys, one of the reasons you're able to do this one is because it is far away.
Gotcha.
So like that. So that's why I'm saying it didn't show up on the. Oh shit! No, never mind. It's on there and crossed off. Don't Feed the Trolls is the second year one. I apologize. So what I'm saying is the second year assignment doesn't show up on what everybody else gets at all. The Cats
Sure.
Out of the Hag shows up, but it's already crossed off.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we were able to do a 15 and a 5 last time. I guess we technically did a 15 and 2 5s, but the 5 was the same quest as the 15.
Yeah.
So we could probably throw on another 5 if there's something that's geographically close by to it.
That's what I was thinking.
Let's see. You could. Yeah, it's not. There are things that are kind of in that way, but not 100%. You could maybe veer off and do Drownow's Brown Cow. That one, just to remind you, is Caveat Emptor. A drow bought a cow for some magic beans now. Claims the cow won't produce milk, and the owner knew it. Steal it back. 10 points if undetected.
And we have a thief on our team now.
We do.
Mm.
With no experience stealing cows.
Sled dog race is wildly out of the way.
Right.
And Tasha's hideous calendar, you don't know, because you would have to investigate to find out where the leads are. And that one's 20 points. So
Yeah.
We could do the brown cow one if it's like you said, it's kind of on the way.
Oh, there's also the 10 blue cranberries. A farmer requests help finding his lost blue cranberries. Won't you please help? I need 10 blue cranberries in time for the festival. And this assignment's been on here for a while. So what the fuck is going on? Arcanistry you guys couldn't do because that requires a 2-day journey in a different way, and the cave is not in the same direction at all. Oh, the sled dog race and the go towards the light are both near the mountain. One's in the foothills and the other's in the mountains, so those are kind of together. But
Or we could just do a 15 and not stress too much about it.
That's true.
And so
We don't really have to be worried about staying in first place even. And I imagine we have a comfortable enough spacing where a
Seems
15
like
is probably good.
whereas, as everyone knows, is against conflict. But this is the first time he's ever felt like, I don't care what happens. I want to beat that other team.
Oh, okay. We might need to chat about that because she's the heir to the throne of the empire. I don't know. We want to be on her bad side.
I don't want to be on her bad side. We don't want to be like outright like we're out to get you, but I feel like if they win, everyone else loses more than just the ranking.
This is why I love D&D so much. When you play with like really good friends, it's like the antagonist, like you can mold it perfectly to piss off Oris. Okay. But you guys had such a nice moment at first.
There
Okay.
was a nice moment, but they're gunning for us.
They sure
Oh, they
are.
definitely are.
No,
Best place to keep them is back there.
I hope this doesn't unlock
Is it-
something in me.
yeah.
Great. What's let's hear from Ragnar. What's his assignment? What's he weighing in, leaning towards?
Oh, he just like he's not too sure. He just wants to go out there. To really be honest, he's not the brightest of them there, so he just goes with the flow
Love it. Okay,
for
yeah,
the
totally.
journey.
I mean, it fits with the monastic sort of. Hey, yeah, I'm here to help. Great, love it, great and good. So, what you guys have some decisions to make because you have access to items. Bum, 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 bum. So did you guys look for items at all? No.
I don't think so.
Um, let's do it live. All right, what sort of equipment needs do you guys have right now? We can address anything that's pressing, and then you guys can like shop in between episodes, so to speak.
Um, hmm.
I have good armor, so I probably am more in need of like a better sword and maybe just like some items to help with like health or stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, you guys can take a supply like a good number of healing potions if you guys want to take 2 healing potions each. Are you guys are you guys needing greater ones yet? I don't think your HP is that far up there yet. Yeah, so you guys can have what is it? 3 healing potions each. Um you can definitely start looking at the equipment. It's anything that's on the standard like sort of equipment list you certainly can do, but you guys can also do uncommon, and I will accept an argument for rare magical items as well
Okay.
if there's anything that you guys are looking for, or something I don't know if we actually addressed this too much when we did a session 0. Do you guys prefer to shop for your loot, or do you prefer loot drops?
I like loot drops, I think.
I think I do too.
Yeah.
It's hard to strike a
Well,
balance.
yeah. Well, I had a loot. Let me pull up my loot table.
There's a lot of loot out there in the world.
Yeah,
and if it's just like
and it's
shopping for it,
well, so shopping is more, I mean, for like if you want like I need an armor upgrade. I'm not saying you have to like wait for a loot drop to get like plate mail, and then even like some, it's like, oh yeah, they have +1 plate mail too. Like they have the things that you need.
basics.
Right. And then this is what I did.
Yeah. I
Oh,
think
that's yep.
Caitlin replace her leather armor with actually nice leather armor instead of the garbage that she just kind of randomly found around. But other than that, I don't think.
Yeah. Okay. So if you go to the quartermaster, you will see they have this loot table that has. How can I export this? But it has things like a +1 all-purpose tool, balloon pack, balance of harmony, Helm of Underwater Action. That's cool.
It's a nice helm.
Yeah. It basically lets you breathe underwater and gives you dark vision for 60 feet. And if you couldn't swim before, you now have a swimming speed of 30 feet. Requires attunement.
Who's going back to the pool?
Oh yeah.
They have potions of advantage, which gives you advantage on an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. That one within the next hour. Shield of the Tortoise. So
Hmm.
this is 100. I think I made this too big. It's 122 line items long.
Yeah.
I need to shop during the between episodes.
Okay. Do you guys want to do it? Do you want to roll a D100 and just get something at random?
Everybody gets one.
Yeah. So you guys go to the quartermaster. Catelyn, you replace your armor. You're able to like get custom orders and stuff. So you're able to, they adjust it for you like right there, and it's like it kind of like you realize how much it helps to have to be outfitted properly. So your
Mhm.
leather armor now adds +1 to your stealth.
Okay. Cool.
Okay. Sal, you said you wanted a sword.
Oh, yeah, I'll take a sword.
What sword do you have now?
I just have a regular longsword.
Do you want a great sword? Or wait, you're doing one hand?
Yeah, I'm doing one-handed, so I have the shield.
I bequeath unto you Taint Ripper.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I don't know if I want that sword.
The vibe in here is very different right now.
Yeah.
It comes in a anyway. Da, 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 da. Okay. Yeah, I will say that they have a +1 longsword for you right there.
Nice.
Do you want to roll as well on the table?
Sure. Let me roll.
Since you're not getting anything amazing from the sword. I saw I was trying to do it quickly. This is the part that I ran out of time prepping.
63.
63. So you get a Pewafwi, which is a dark spider silk cloak made by Drow. It loses its magic if exposed to the sunlight for 1 hour without interruption. While you wear this cloak with its hood up, your wisdom checks made to see you have disadvantage, and you have advantage on stealth checks as the cloak's color shifts to camouflage you. Pulling the hood up or down requires an action. Perfect for you.
Yeah. Stealthy boy.
Well, this is the risk we take when we roll on the random loot table.
He's invisible, but clank, clank, clank.
Clank, clank.
You guys hearing that?
He's like, stop casting light. You're going to ruin my cloak. Okay. Ragnar, what could tickle your fancy?
I think I'm gonna roll because
You want to roll? Okay.
yeah,
But you see, you do get the sort of like upgrade to your clothes if you want. Of you can have like robes made for you essentially, um, i-
um,
if you desire. Um, let
yeah, I think I was trying to find. Look, I was looking it up right now to see what like the robes would use.
Okay, we
Like
can
for
if
our
you want to
clothes or something.
circle back, we can circle back. No problem.
Uh,
Orez, what is your desire.
Oh, well, I figured with the staff, I'm pretty pleased so far. The only thing I would really want is there's armor that's medium armor that's on scale, that on par with scale mail, that doesn't give disadvantage on stealth because that's a big problem. Otherwise,
Yep.
I rolled a 50 on the random.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And you get living gloves. These symbiotic gloves made of chitin and sinew pulse with a life of their own. To attune them to you, you must wear them for the entire attunement period during which the gloves bond to your skin. While attuned to these gloves, you gain one of the following proficiencies when you attune: sleight of hand, thieves' tools, artisan tools, or a musical instrument. When you make an ability check using the chosen proficiency, you add double your proficiency bonus to the check instead of your normal proficiency. Due to their symbiotic nature, the gloves cannot be removed while you're attuned to them, and you can't voluntarily end your attunement to them. If you are targeted by a spell that ends a curse, your attunement to the glove ends, and they can be removed.
First gloves. Nice.
Can you give me the it was sleight of hands, thieves' tools?
Artisan tools, or one of the artisan tools, or one of the musical instruments.
Oh yeah, okay. I'm bringing it up on the list on Beyond, and there are like 50 entries for living gloves. So some decisions to make if I'm gonna throw those bad boys on, or if I'm gonna maybe hand those on over to maybe Ketlin.
Sure. Maybe.
Wait, I said wondrous. Those are all wondrous. Oh,
Why?
but they're uncommon. Okay, all right, whatever.
Mm.
It's random then. Fuck.
What was the name of
You
my
guys
cloak
rolled
again?
3 wondrous items? Like, what in the shit? There's one of the items is soot-covered goggles.
Cool.
Okay.
You put them on and you can't see because they're covered in soot. And then if you clean them off, they're clean goggles. Like, couldn't you roll that? Okay. I'm not.
I mean, you're really doing a lot of work calling those wondrous, though.
That's
Yeah.
what it says.
Instead, we got a lot of stuff just to really, kid out Ketlin as our new thief.
Yes.
Listen. Yeah. I don't know. Is it worth a redo? I'll accept a redo, I guess. If it feels unbalanced, but I mean, it kind of just happened. I'm looking at the table. It's pretty balanced. It's not.
I was just hoping for my
Hellfire
+1
weapon
sword.
again?
Got
Yeah.
plenty.
Yeah. Hellfire.
Yeah, I do also give my robe to Ketlin because I am not going to be sneaky anyways.
Okay. What robe was it?
It was, I don't know what word it was of what type of cloak.
If
Oh, what did you? Oh yeah. What did you roll again?
I rolled
63.
63, yeah.
Piwafwi.
Yeah, right.
it's
I can't
very
spell that.
soft. You can think of it like a pillow.
Piw.
Velvenkind.
Cloak of
Okay.
Elvenkind. Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, you got a widow Piwafwi with your widow Coke and your widow Piwafwis.
Yeah, if you're gonna give that to me, that's amazing.
Stop making fun of the elves. They'll kill you. You widow Piwafwi. Arrow out of nowhere. Anyway.
Wait, on the living gloves, I choose which?
When you attune.
Oh. Got it. Okay.
There is. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff on here that's not amazing. Oh well. That's why we do the random table sometimes. You never know.
Mhm.
3 kind of stuff. Well, I guess if you go sleight of hand, then it helps with stealthy stuff, but it doesn't have to. So All right. Anything else preparation wise as
So
you
I do want to grab. I can't figure out which one it is, but I'm trying to basically get armor to for my AC back up. I'm sure there was a cloak that did that. Uh, just figure which one it is though.
like you had robes in mind that help your AC?
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look. Okay, it's not helpful. Um,
Or I could just go random. Check a
well,
chance with the chance table.
I said, what are just for like random ideas? I was like, what are good robes for monks? And I got directed to a supply store for Catholic and Presbyterian and
Yep, that'll help.
churches of like actual robes and stuff. And now I am learning that I can buy one of those incense canters just just as a human. I could just do it. I don't have a church, I don't have nothing. I could fully kit out a Catholic church.
Yeah,
You you can
they're
buy
not like licensed things. You could actually just
No,
have
I never thought about it, but like, why would they be? But it's not like they trademarked the plus sign. Um,
you can buy communion wafers on Amazon.
Oh, sure.
is that right?
That
Wow.
man.
have the body of Christ delivered to
I'll
your
have
door.
to enhance.
Yeah, but I'll say if you like have them make you custom robes, they give you +1 to AC.
Yeah, we could.
You have custom made the item is custom made Academy of Dungeon Hunters school robes that give +1 to AC. So custom made because they're most you're the most valuable party right now, MVPs.
Mm-hmm.
Um, great. Anything else that we're doing?
I just want to partake in the chance. Roll 100 real quick. See what happens too. What
Oh,
if I also get something not useful to me?
right. That's what that's what I was saying is like if you guys want to call it, I can like give you what you can just like I need +1
Oh,
robes. Here you go, or you can roll on the table.
all right. I'll get my +1 better.
Yeah, no worries. The option will be there when you guys need to do big assignments. Um, for just for like above the table. So like you can like outfit your regular equipment anytime, but if you want to like do something like special, it has to be for like one of the bigger assignments or as a reward for you basically get it as a reward for turning in big assignments. Um you just have access to a higher tier of equipment or first choice of the equipment, I should say, not a higher tier of the equipment. They're not withholding, it's just an advantage. Um Unfair or not. Okay. Anything else that we're doing?
I definitely have things that I want to do before we go on our next mission.
Yes, absolutely. You definitely have time to prep and go. You're not in a rush
Yeah, we
to
do have
go do the assignment.
like a week worth of classes to go to.
Absolutely. So I think a good projection also because I mean if we stumbled into the village, I could get us through some of it, but it's not fully fleshed out in a way that I'm fully comfortable with. I mean, it would be like one of those things of like I got half, let's roll with it, but there are a couple points I do want to flesh out. So I think a good thing to do is go through our downtime and then if we end a little early, we end a little early.
Okay. Well, I definitely want to. First thing Catlin would do is take those little bundles of money to her various friends and people that she prepped before.
Aw.
Okay.
We don't necessarily have to like RP any of that. Up to you, but
Up to
she
me. It's up to us.
she would go out into the city and she would take about 500 gold with her and distribute it to various people.
Right. So we'll split the difference. Like does Ketlin do it anonymously, or is it like, I just want to thank you for everything you've done here?
Depends on the person.
Okay.
I think for most of them, it would be, hey, remember that time that you did this thing? Well, here, I'm paying you back for it.
Okay.
Yeah, most of it's
Um,
gonna be pretty
you,
simple.
you did mention that there was one person that you were going to give a larger sum to.
Hmm.
Okay, so the tavern,
Yep,
right? All right, so you just go during the day and
I think so. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, so you go into the tavern, the Hook and Sparrow, and you see Madam. Whoa, shit, where'd it go? Hook and Sparrow. Uh Sideri Galinon is behind the counter and she's like, Catelyn, how are you doing? It's been a age. You look amazing, girl.
I hate to do this, but she doesn't know that name.
Oh shit.
Actually, it was saying my little kitty cat, but she mispronounced it Ketlin cat.
Okay.
Mhm.
What name does she know you by?
She knows me by my real name.
Oh, okay. So let me. Okay, so you walk in and she goes, Leo, how are you doing? It's been an age. You look
Has been
amazing.
it's been a good couple of weeks.
You look completely different, girl.
And
You're
so much food, so much food
you're filling out nicely.
everywhere.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
Well, you look better, but you're still too thin. You sit down and you're getting some food.
Oh,
And
okay.
she's no fuss, no muss. You cannot. There is not a role you could make to escape
I'm don't even want.
maternal.
Yeah.
It's one of those. Yeah.
I,
So yeah, she's chatting with you, catching up.
and yeah, I'm definitely gonna eat her whatever she gives me
Hmm.
and say like, yeah, I joined the school.
You didn't.
I did.
How'd you get in, girl?
Uh, I honestly don't even really know. They just like I just got the letter and they're like, hey, yeah, join. I was like, okay, I'll do it.
Give me a deception.
Option is hold on. +3. I'm okay at that.
She rolled a 16.
I rolled a 15.
Kitten, I told you about stealing, girl.
Well, yeah, fair. However, um, there's so much food, so much food. They just give you food there. Did you know
Cat,
that?
do you even know who you're pretending to be?
Yeah, no, sorta. That I got to
Oh,
do that later today.
for the life of me, I swear to God, child, if you give me any more gray hair, I'll beat you black and blue.
Well, fair. In other news, uh, do you remember all of times? Totally just change the subject. Remember all those times you let me stay here?
I?
Yeah, well, I kind of tried to figure out how many times that was, and and she like fishes in her pack and pulls out just a
Don't you do
large
it.
sack of gold.
I'm not taking that, girl. You can't leave it here. You get out of this place right now. You got to undo what you're doing. You're heading. It's too dangerous, girl. It's too dangerous.
You might be right. You're probably right. You usually are. But this money came from nowhere. It belongs to no one. I didn't take it. I didn't steal it from anyone. It was underground in a temple. Did you know that they just send people out to go and find things and then there's just money laying around and you just take it and it's fine?
Aye, girl, and most of them die. Do you
Well,
know
yeah.
the average lifespan of an adventurer?
No. Do you?
It's not long.
Oh, I might have to look into that. That might be worth knowing. But like, I didn't steal this money. It's just mine. I have so much money, and I want to give you some of it.
Go ahead and roll persuasion with disadvantage.
What?
She doesn't approve.
It's fine. Um, First one's a 2, so I'm sure I did great. 3.
Look, you're a good girl, and I trust you. You can make your own decisions. I'm not
Mhm.
here to tell you what to do, but I cannot be taken your gold. Plus, I don't even think about it, darling. You don't count favors. That's just not how you do it.
Well, fine. I'll just hide it somewhere where you can't help it.
Oh. Yeah, try it, and I'll put Tony after you. And you know what you find you. He knows your tricks, girl. Don't even try. And she like the kitchen starts picking up, so like she's gonna just like her attention's gonna get pulled.
Mhm.
And she pats you on the head. She's like, "For God's sake, be safe. For the God's sake," and
I
just and
I
she
am.
shuffles off.
Thank you. And I finish the meal, and then I
Yep.
leave.
Do you try to hide the gold?
I'm gonna pay for the meal,
Mm-hmm.
leave a big tip, but I won't
Okay.
try and hide.
Okay.
I don't want to metagame you too much, but why don't you just stand outside and give people gold to and be like, you can have this if you eat here right now.
Yeah. You see Tony walk out.
Just launder
Oh,
it right in.
I'm getting better at hiding from Tony. Um,
that's
all right.
Okay. Okay. So that's your first order of downtime. Anybody else have any downtime activities that are burning in their pockets? I know you have another. You have mail.
Yeah,
You've
and
got
that's the other
mail.
thing I want to do.
Um.
I am gonna stash a pile of gold, probably like 100 gold, at a secret place that I know,
Yep.
just in case all this goes to shit. I still got 100 gold.
Do you do that in a couple places? Maybe.
Yes.
Okay. So maybe close to each of the gates, a couple locations, some important, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah, very you since you've embraced this like I'm a thief. You you're thinking in like a more strategic way and like accepting the fact of like you're going to operate a little bit outside the lines sometimes and you have to be prepared, you know. Um, good, great, and good. Any other downtime activities? I know we have. Well, actually, something I'm looking forward to is Sal going and hearing more about, or is Sal looking to meditate and write his vow or write out his oath?
Yeah, I think Sal is like kind of spending his time back, finishing writing it out, kind of drafting it, I guess, almost as like a school assignment, but still very personal project to him. He's
Absolutely.
probably
Yeah.
doing that, and like as he's writing it over the next like day or two, is like talking to some of the other Oath of Redemption paladins to see like how they did theirs. Um,
Yeah. So you have the guy you did the vigil with. Your advisor is Haran Finchy, who's the Lightfoot halfling, if you remember. Um, or you can ask around.
uh, Probably talk to the same guy, the other Oath of Redemption guy that I'd talked to before that I did the visual with, because he
Okay.
was kind of helped to convince me.
Yeah. Why didn't I put his name in the right spot? Oops. I set fire. That song has been in my head all day. This is the problem with recording your D&D sections, because if nobody remembers, you can just make up somebody new. But I am having a hard time finding the actual. I don't know why I didn't put it in the right spot. I can only apologize.
Shall now be referred to as that guy.
Do we have a writer's assistant?
No, we haven't actually gone through the assistant part of that. That's
Hmm. Oh, right.
Do we? Oh, did I put him in this document and not the other document? That would be dumb, but something I do. Um, oh boy. Yeah, shit. I don't know.
It's fine. I can talk to Harand instead, or we can make up another name for this guy because I don't have it written down either.
Okay, great. Well, we'll delete that episode, and his name has always been Destrian. Um,
well, the guy's out, so his assistant Destrian's gonna step in.
there you go. He's off on assignment. But yeah, his he operates with like you see like there are like groups of paladins that like they work together. It's like a social society, not like an adventure party. You're not like beholden, but you are like with it still with you're within an extracurricular group. Um and it's the Oars, which is the Oath of Redemptions. And
Oh God, did I just join a frat?
you you may have inadvertently got to face like yeah, no, he's that guy's not I know who you're talking about. His name does escape me at the moment. He's not in right now. I'm Destrian. I can definitely help though, because we all like help each other, right?
Yeah. No, I'm just working on kind of writing out my oath. I decided I want to pledge Oath of Redemption. Oh God, the pledge part 2 really makes it a frat. doesn't
Oh,
it?
right on. Oh, the redemption. Are you pledging, bro, or are you pledging?
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Just in time for Pledge Week.
Hell fucking yeah, brother. You're like, are you supposed to be swearing? Okay, yeah. Oath though. But yeah, what do you want to know, man?
I guess how did y'all come up with your oaths? Like I know there's kind of the standard template and then you can kind of
Bro,
fill in some
it
more.
was epic. Okay, first of all, we got all the pledges together and we blindfolded them, right? And then we told them we were gonna take them into the sweat forest. There is a temple in there, man, that is super evil. And we walk them down in there, and they have to spend all night in the basement, dude. And then they like, oh, we redeem ourselves. It's so funny, like they're crying and shit.
I think I did that already.
Sorry?
The evil temple, the tainted temple in the wet forest.
Wicked.
Yeah,
That is awesome.
me and my party just did that. I don't know if you can use that temple anymore because we did clean the taint.
Nice. Sorry, what did you do to the taint? Taint.
Uh,
Nice. Sorry,
we,
what did you do to the taint?
oh, we,
Taint. Nice. And you see, like, he like gets into a loop. You shake him out of it. Oh, sorry. What were you saying?
yeah, we cleansed the temple of the evil force that has
Nice.
no other term to
Mhm.
describe it.
Yeah.
And then we killed the evil dragon that was being made there.
Awesome.
And my divine energy seemed to like take form, and now I think that means I'm supposed to be Oath of Redemption.
So that means you're one of the ice heist babies, right?
Yeah.
Awesome, dude. You gotta pledge oars, man. You gotta pledge oars.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm here to do. So I guess what's sort of the steps I got to take here to do that? Is it just kind of
Well, that's how
I
to
pledge?
pledge into Oars, the society. To take the oath of redemption, there are a couple ways. Okay. One is you pledge to the Oars and we help you do it, brother. And I just described that process, but we're going to have to find a different temple.
Okay.
Second one, you have to focus on what your calling is to the oath of redemption. You're writing the oath on your soul, man. It doesn't need words, it needs intention. You got to do a vigil. It's the only way. All paladins do it. Whether you're Oath of Crown or Oath of Ancients, you got to do a vigil. We lead them downstairs to a temple to do a vigil. It's a group vigil. You can join, more than welcome. Again, we got to figure out a new location, though, because my bro is mad killing evil, smiting some fools, and we got to figure out a new place. But it's only to focus you towards the path of redemption. At the end of the day, man, it's not about words.
Okay. Cool. So what so do I need to find like a cursed place to do a visual? Is it like a personal place
Nah,
I should
man,
find?
you got to find a consecrated place. Cursed places are consecrated that have been corrupted. You could go to a holy place and just cloister yourself in a silent vigil for 24 hours, or you could um, do a walk through a mountain and do a walking vigil. There are many different ways, man. It's up to you.
I could go for a walk, I guess. Uh and yeah, I guess Sal will look in the library wherever he needs to find a nearby consecrated trail and mountain to go
Uh,
on.
yeah, so he'll point he'll basically like lead you over to like their map. It's like it's basically an artifact that like any paladin at the school can get of like different holy sites. Like you see like some that are like pointing out like nature's grove. There's like a mountain path with like sweeping vistas, you know. So there's like all these different like locations. It's truly like, you know, you can basically let a temple know that you're performing your oath vigil, and they will give you essentially like a room and like a place to kneel and reflect. And it's, you know, there's as many ways to align yourself to this oath as there are um when damn it, I lost the metaphor. I am, yeah, running running out of words. One time I called mirrors reflective windows.
Then yeah, I'll take the mountain path one.
Okay,
Just
absolutely. Um, I mean, it's a pretty straightforward thing. Do you why don't you go ahead and tell us how Saul goes through his vigil?
yeah, I think he just kind of packs up like he's going on a hike
Mm-hmm.
with some like extra things that he thinks are like kind of holy related. So like he has his amulet that he normally like concentrates his power through, and just a couple like little books and stuff for like chants and things like that they do for meditation. And yeah, like the notes he's been taking on his oath. And he kind of just goes for a hike on his own.
Absolutely. So you start this hike, and um you you know, it's all in there. It's like, hey, pack for the, you know, whatever. And you get up to the top of this uh mountain that has a natural sort of shelf, and that looks out over the valley, and you can see the school down there, the river coming up to it. It is perfect weather. It is bright sky. I mean, it is just like there's like clouds in the sky, but they're like the cumulus nimbus. You know what I'm talking about? Like like I want to go sit on that one. It looks so fluffy and nice. And it's just kind of this moment in nature that like everything kind of falls away, and you're aligned with um just everything around you, and the wind coming up through the mountains like hits your face and is like refreshing and cools the sweat off of your forehead, and you are aligned with nature. Do you think Sal would like hear a hear from the divine, or is it more for Sal a spiritual attunement?
I think it's yeah, more of a spiritual introspective time. Like Sal he doesn't spend that much time like alone thinking to himself. He's kind
Hmm.
of tried to stay active and stuff, because when he gets thinking too much, he thinks about like the last couple of months of him as a city guard.
Sure. Yeah, so you're thinking back on these moments, and one of the things that sort of like pushed you finally in this direction is it was getting a little rough, and you think back on how you would you would perform the mental justification of little, like letting little things go, even though like it enables criminals and some really bad people to do stuff, and you had all sorts of justifications for it, and those kind of fall away, and you realize that that's okay too, that like just accepting it for what it is kind of like eliminates most of the shame of it, and you're able to focus on the atonement of it. And that is, you realize the step to redemption is this intent. Like, it's not about not making mistakes, it's about the intent and moving and going. And you know, you have to forgive yourself first, right? It's like all these sort of like lessons you hear, but like you don't internalize them. And Sal has finally started to like accept it, and the door opens. He feels inside like this. It's not divine, but it is adjacent, and it's spiritual, and it feels the crack open more, and it's like he's moving further down that path. Cool. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Anything else, Sal? Anything else from Sal while he's on his
Um,
vigil?
I think that like now that this is kind of the first time that he's really thought about home since he's kind of run off to go on this journey, he like kind of realized that he's not really looked back as what has happened there.
Mm,
So he's probably after this gonna take some time to go see what happened back home in Talon since he's left.
okay,
Just kind of like maybe send a letter to his parents.
sure, absolutely. Yeah. So, does he compose the letter? Well, I guess I don't know. You would bring writing implements on a mountain hike, but yeah. So it's not like you can pull out your phone and write a note to yourself.
Mhm.
But yeah, I understand the intention of like you organize your thoughts of like I'm gonna write, I'm gonna I it's time to like face it. It's time to like not ignore it, accept it for what it is, and not ignore the reality of what it is, and that you do have to, if you want to follow the oath of redemption, you have to redeem. Starts with you. So that's a week of downtime. Uh, Catelyn, Sal, Ragnar, what do we got?
I guess Ragnar just takes the week to like um to really come like, to acceptance that he's not going to be smashing as much with his hammer anymore. Um, yeah, he like does like a little homage or how do you say it?
Homage.
Homage to his hammer, to one of his hammers, because he's going to keep one with him. Uh,
And you
uh,
see, when after a couple days go by, you get a notification that the robes that they measured you for are ready. So you go and pick them up, and you see that there is a stylized like hammer pattern that's on the actual chest of the robe. And basically they indicate, like, since you didn't indicate a specific order, they just went with what you described.
but
Yeah.
he sheds one tear. But yeah, he just takes the week to like really hone the new skills that he's going to be using his hands and
Ab-
just excited to go out and use them.
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, so I mean, Ragnar has this because he came from a small town as well. So like coming to go changing your living situation so drastically definitely takes some adjustment. And this week Ragnar has started to feel the flow of being in a new place. And maybe part of it's accepting this like way of mercy or what have you, but you're definitely like just living with things as they are. So you just becoming more monk-like, which is what happens when you go down the path. So it's like it's almost like an uneventful week, but in a way, like that's an eventful week for Ragnar because he's able to gel with the society. So it's like a similar sort of thing is happening with people as they're kind of getting like used to each other, into the groove, how the school works and stuff like that. Um, and yeah, cool, good, cool, good. And then we have, last but not least, Oris. How was your week before you guys head off to the assignment?
Well, Oris has a lot of research to do. So he's going to start by grabbing just a bunch of the gold, and he's going to go to the like local communal temple for the
Mm-hmm.
school, and he's going to provide an offering to his god of peace. He's also going to provide a quick offering for Nathaniel, as well as the Sentia Omni, the god of knowledge. And then
Mhm.
he's also going to take a couple gold pieces and put them into the rather barren Lady Death offering section, just as a while he's trying to temper down these feelings of wanting to beat that group. He does appreciate that they were able to come to a peaceful resolution in the moment without having to fall back on arms. So
Yeah, it was a very I was very impressed with how you guys navigated that situation, cuz I had like DCs and triggers of like, cuz like if you affront the air enough, there's not anything in the world that's going to stop that Githyanki from swinging at you. You know what I mean? And then it's escape at that point.
Mhm.
Um but yeah, no, I love that. You can, how, like when you say how much gold are we talking for these places? Is it a significant amount, or like obviously gods don't need gold, but like for temple, oh sorry,
yeah,
was this the temple in town or the temple at the school?
at the school. So it's
Okay.
so my assumption, the way the temple works, or my general understanding of it, is that it's got different offering spots, and then that money is you trusting that temple to place the money with the associated temples and whatnot.
Ab-
So the one
yeah.
for his god is not as popular and lesser known, so they kind of like made a special one for him to send money home, basically.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely. So yeah, so you see there's sort of like when you get into the building, there's definitely these uh
stalls.
stall narthex is, well no, that's the western, it's you know what I'm talking, it's like the curved out semicircle with the altar, the represented, the holy sigil and the offering, and it is one of those things that very you have to have a very strong stomach to plot or plan or try to steal from this place. I mean, it's not like no one's ever done it ever, but it's it doesn't happen hardly ever, because of what happens. So, so there's the sort of the main area, and then they have two areas off to the side, and one is, it's these are for like the lesser areas, and it's there's a step down in like the grandiosity of uh the little offering areas. um but you're able to, you did yours, Scientia Omni.
So my god is a sub god of the god of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Then also went to the stall for Nathaniel,
Mm-hmm.
as well as Lady Death.
Okay, so the two that you can do, so the Sensia Omni is the big one, has the big one, so you're able to do, you do your offering there, you go and it's accepted. You feel that just general brush of acknowledgement, of awareness hitting you for a second. You do it with the Nathaniel, and it's the same sort of thing, but it's a little bit stronger, and there's a little bit of a wink to it, like
Wink,
a
wink,
little, and
nudge, nudge.
not, you know what I mean? No, but just like it's more playful than let's find a room.
Less playful. Then let's find a room.
I mean, I don't know, whatever you're into. You want to, I don't know what your relationship with your god is, but you're more than welcome to have whatever relationship you want. Um, and then you have to cross the main room again to go in there. And as you are going up to the altar of Lady Death, which is back in the main room, you see that Corellia is there kneeling at the altar.
Hmm. Or really wants to say something, but knows that interrupting someone during their worship is not the nicest thing to do. So he's going to very quietly, let's go ahead and say stealthily, move and deposit uh, not a whole lot of gold, but some gold.
Okay, go ahead. I'll say it's a stealth check, and I know it's not like a combat stealth. It's just trying to, or do you? I don't know. Sleight of hand might work too.
Oh, I figured
I'll accept an argument for either.
I got a 19 at disadvantage for stealth.
Nice. Okay, let me pull up her sheet. She gets to run a perception check, don't she? And you said you got 19?
Yeah.
Okay.
I rolled a nat 20 and a 17 plus 2 for stealth.
Okay. She got 15 plus 5. She got a 20. Um so as you are putting the gold on the altar, you like do like you're putting it down and you like do the side eye thing and you realize like she's doing the side eye thing to you as well.
She's just like locked onto me.
And then she looks down at your hand and sees what you're doing. And like you see there is like the barest of nods and she goes back to her prayer.
All right, I nod back, but she's obviously no longer looking, so it just looks
Yeah.
like I'm nodding at nothing.
you're like she nods and like you go to nod and she's already started talking. You go, okay.
Just do a quick look to see if anyone noticed.
Did anyone? Okay.
Then
You're like,
just
all right.
quietly back up and
Um,
step on out of there.
Yeah. Very, very good of you to do that. I like
Yeah.
that. It's a nice touch.
And
You've played
then,
D&D before, haven't you?
I mean, you gotta play the whole 90 minutes. So then, beyond that trip to the temple, and of course, this wasn't all the gold. Plans on
Right.
making regular donations back to his temple, whatnot. But so he's also got the proto druid's notebook, as well as the black skull left over that were in the report. But I don't know if they collected the black skull that we brought back with us as well.
Mm-hmm.
And back to the library to do more research and see if I can get any kind of translation out of the proto druid's notebook.
Yeah. Are you going to the what? So you can search yourself. You can ask one of the library assistants, or you could ask one of the Spectrum terminals.
Well, I'm still a little afraid of the Spectrum terminal.
So,
So we'll leave
what
that
I'll
as a
say is,
last-ditch option.
I think I gave the wrong vibe on that.
Oh.
So what I'll say is, like, as school has been going on, you hear occasionally students at the Spectrum terminals like get the exact same response that you got of like that knowledge is forbidden in that weird voice. Because it
Spectrum's
like
glitching again.
well it and when you ask, like, she'll say it's to alert the library assistants that people are trying to access forbidden knowledge. If you do it too many times, you can lose privileges.
It's the
Library
porn
access.
filter.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go back to Spectrum then and start with Spectrum.
Well, I'm not trying to steer you that way. I just like I understand that like you're afraid of Spectrum now, and it's like I was like I don't like students are not afraid of Spectrum. Like
reasonably concerned.
They do heinous shit all the time. There's definitely like your concerns are not unwarranted. It's not as dangerous as I think you're worried about. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Well, I that would be the best would be to see if Spectrum can identify
She does have the
language
above the
and-
table. She has the lowest DCs. Yeah, that's the advantage. But then the disadvantage is it's controlled knowledge, right? Okay, yeah. Greetings, Orez. How may I assist you today?
What language is this?
Stand by. And you see like glyphs start flashing in her eyes as she goes, unknown language. Estimated. And she gives you the year, which would align with like when the proto druids were prominent.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ask what there's any history books from that time period available.
Stand by. And the glyphs
Scrolls.
start flashing again. She goes, 7 examples have been found of this language in current inventory records. The most prominent civilization remnants from the world are the Colliers, and much is known about them as they had huge structures and cities that stretched across the horizon. They had many different methods of extracting resources from around the world, so their greatest detractors were the proto-druids, and a lot less is known about them because they never wrote anything down. However, there are a few elements that people do know. And then it's like, and it just starts like a Wikipedia entry of like da 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 da,
I'm
da,
just
and it's like,
furiously
oh
taking notes.
shit. Yeah, highlights. So you have there was there was a trickster elemental god called Blast who was considered the detractor or evil one, and people were burning wood as an offering to sate his appetite, and he was pleased, so he would provide warmth. So what happened is the story is that um, when the proto druids came to prominence, they associated fire with evil, and they essentially, but water in excess is a tsunami, etc. So they were pushing technology with magic, which was mining resources from nature, which they justified as nature provides. um the they became the term collier is like one who burns coal. So they were the working class of the proto druids that rose up as a rebellion and restored balance to the world, which is was like a divine mandate, which is why they were proto paladins and not proto druids. So it's sort of like just a naming convention that is not 100% accurate, that just kind of stuck. um, you also learn that the chant that you heard, Ashra, is one who moves. Depending on the context, it can mean one who moves earth, just as the soil of the world, etc. So Ashra is one who moves earth, Vashra is one who moves water, Krashra is one who moves air, and Oweem is that which burns. So that was the chant that the worm caller had. So like you knew how to attune to the staff just because you heard him say it, but now you know the meaning of. So he was recycling the chant of the elemental gods of the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to spend the rest of the time, I think, doing research on hags and cats. In preparation.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you will have, if you need to know any, it's based off of existing things, but I typically homebrew everything. I just add a little something to it because I don't like you guys knowing what's coming. So um but I will let you have uh advantage on any checks regarding the hag, or you know what I mean, like if you're looking for signs of, etc. Investigation checks regarding hags and cats, I will give you advantage on
Dig it.
for doing the research, for rewarding your preparation, my guy. Okay, what else?
I think that's all I
I'm gonna
got.
open my
Already.
mail.
Oh shit, yeah. So you open your mail, and it starts as very light and gentle of hope you like so I hope you got to school okay, blah blah blah. And it's from, damn it, I was trying to get there fast. um you see it is from other name, you have other names with Stoneseeker on it, so it's clearly like
Weird.
Ketlin's family members writing to her.
Hmm.
You have Banane, which you through context of the letters is Ketlin's father. And you have Earning, which is her other father. And they, you're putting through context. There is a minor noble house somewhere on the coast, opposite side of the continent, sent their kid to the school, and um that's what we know from the letters. The
Okay.
tone starts to change as they've not gotten a response,
Hmm.
and it ends with like one of the later letters is that they're apologetic, but they've been forced to reach out to some of their contacts to see if they could da 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 da. So please, like this, that, and the other. But what's
Like they're
notable,
trying to find her,
like they just want to hear
or
from her.
right, they're
Uh-huh.
concerned.
Yeah,
Got
they're
it.
concerned. But what is noticeably absent, actually, no. Go ahead and roll me investigation. I'm not giving it to you for free, but it's a DC 10.
Investigation. Okay, I mean that's not
Or
easy.
wait, do I want insight or investigation?
Mm,
I want investigation.
Okay, so +1. So 11.
Okay. What is noticeably absent from the letters is any mention of Amalia or any of the shit he was talking about.
Okay.
Like, there's nothing. What I'm saying is, like, there is nothing in the letters that gives you context for anything he said to you, which
Okay.
is like why it's odd. Because
Right.
it's not like you can't put the pieces together. It's like there are no pieces to put together, and that
Right.
is something a thief would notice.
Okay. Okay.
How's your forging?
Yeah, definitely thinking about like because sending a letter to somebody's parents being like, "Nope, I'm fine," might mean this woman just ends up dying somewhere.
Yep.
Uh, okay. Colin's definitely gonna have to think about that. Um, so that was how many days go by between each letter, roughly?
It's a good 3 or 4 days, and you guys have been here for like 2 months now, 3 months now,
I know.
probably like 2 months or so, maybe like a week and a half. Well, 2.5 cycles, so that's 25 days. Um, yeah, so you've certainly been here for a while, but with how quickly mail can travel in a world with magic, like it's 3 or 4 days is a fair amount. Like it's sort of like I would compare in this world like sending a scroll to somebody or a letter would be comparable to email speed. So like if they don't hear back within a day or two, they're what the fuck's going on? Because you have time. Like if you go on an assignment, it takes a day or two, you're able to respond. Blah blah blah. You know,
And if you don't hear back uh,
weeks or
for
cycles.
weeks,
Yeah.
yeah, then it's very concerning if you're the parents of that person.
Uh huh.
Okay. Okay. Um, I think that now that Catelyn has money, she's gonna try and find a friend that she knows from the before time and ask them to find Catelyn.
Okay. So you go to one of your old haunts that you could get some work for some money quickly if needed.
And
Um,
definitely someone I trust to be quiet, not tell what's going
right. Absolutely. So it's like this is so you go to it's a general store
on.
that's
Mhm.
essentially a pawn shop, and you see there's female human. She's bald, brown eyes, dark skin, not black like Shadowfell, but just dark. She's 5'6", got definitely has been lifting. Um, but overall, like just sort of a normal. She talks with her hands, and her name is Amelia. So you come in and she goes, "Hey, Lalo, how's tricks?"
It's been a weird few weeks,
Eh,
a
It
few
looks like
cycles.
you've been doing good. You go.
Yeah,
What's up?
yeah,
You got a
doing all right.
score? You gonna
Well,
cut me? You gonna cut me in? You've been selling. Hold on a second. You've been selling to somebody else. Come on now.
I actually need some help with something. I
Okay,
need
so
you
you're
to.
selling to somebody else, and now you need help with something.
No, I'm not selling to anyone
Then what's
at
going
all
on?
anymore. I need help finding someone.
All right, fine, but it's gonna cost this time, and I can't give you no more credit.
Okay.
Would you
Uh,
say? Would you say she's one of the people you pay? No, you don't owe her anything. She wouldn't do things for you for free.
yeah.
um, never mind.
Hmm.
Broke character for a second. Okay. All right, fine, but it's gonna cost you.
Fine. I need somebody. She's a minor, well, daughter of some minor noble lords from the coast. I just
Nobility's
need.
double.
I just need to know where she is. I don't need anything to happen to her. I don't. I just need it to be quiet. I don't want anybody to find out that I'm looking.
All right. Well, if you need that level of discretion, that means I got to do it myself. And that
Okay.
means it's going to be 50 gold. Since it's nobility, we're doubling it to 100 gold.
Okay. Okay. I see what you're saying. What about 80 gold?
Yeah, right. She, it's classic.
Yep. Shake your hand.
Done and done.
And I'll give her as much information as I have.
Yeah. Do you show her the letters? Or just
Um,
an edited version? Like you give like information from the letters, but not the letters themselves. So you
yes.
don't get like, she doesn't get like full context for what's happening.
No, I'm not. Yeah, no. Just gonna tell her everything that I know. Names
Okay.
of parents, that sort of thing.
She's like, got it, got it, got it. All right. I'll have something for you in a cycle or two.
Okay, great. I'll check back in.
All right. And then as you're walking out the door, she goes, you know, there's a time in here you couldn't rub two coppers together and you just dropped 80 gold like it's nothing. And now you've piqued my curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
What do you
Well,
want? No,
job's a
what do you want?
job, so I'm not gonna.
What do you
Where
want to
you
know?
where you at? What happened?
I have come into some money. You know how it
No
is.
shit. I don't know how it is. Well, I know how it can be. Is that how
Yeah,
it was? Because
I don't know.
last time I asked you to straight up murder somebody, you wouldn't do it.
Well, there are things that I won't do.
Well, that's how you make money. So I don't know. Like, did you get a job?
No, kinda. No, no, it's not a job.
Wait a minute. And she grabs your armor and she goes, I recognize this work. You're at school.
Listen,
Listen, I don't want to know. I don't want to
good,
get involved.
good.
You crazy. And you just got a lot more attractive. So do think about my offer from the last 5 times you refused. No pressure, but pressure. But respecting boundaries, but not. Okay, it's not funny. All
Okay, it's good to see you.
right.
Uh,
Okay, yeah, and you leave. Um,
and
da-da-da-da-da.
that is the end of what Caitlin wanted to do for her time away.
Fantastic, amazing, and wonderful. Next time we meet adventurers, we will find out what happened to these damn cats.
How they get out of the hag. All right, I got something fun for today's chapter, or this. I guess if we're talking about the future, would have been last week's chapter start into this week, and a weird like full circle type thing that happened.
Oh,
So at the beginning of chapter 8, Stephen, you called Kevin Senor Kevin, which
oh,
stood out to me because I'm like, I know that. That's actually something. And it is. It is a fake restaurant from the show Community by Dan Harmon. They all go to Senor Kevin's, right? Which
Okay.
famously has a great
Senor.
D&D episode that is not on the air because Ken Jeong went in Drowface. And so they're like, this is not going to be available on streaming services because it's very inappropriate. What it's, yeah, I agree and disagree with it all at the same time. But I don't know
Yeah,
if you know who else was in the show, but Dan Harmon was the creator. Danny Pudi is played Abed. They actually are co-featured on a D&D audiobook, The Legend of Driss Collected Stories,
Oh yeah, I know
right?
that book.
Which is fantastic. If you haven't listened to it, I highly recommend it. It's perfect for road trips. Someone
Yeah.
else is also on that, and Ice T is one of the other
Cool.
recording artists. And
It's funny.
when I listened to his segment, I kept breaking and not being able to get deep into it because whenever he says sword, he says sword. And so earlier today, you were saying sword. I was like, this is like everything's weirdly coming together.
That's funny. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, goodbye. No, that's really crazy. I'm gonna have to do that. I did find out that I actually enjoyed listening to audiobooks of books I've read
Mm-hmm.
because and it makes it better sometimes because the only time I get frustrated with audiobooks is when I'm like, you need to speak faster. But also if you speak too fast, it ruins the performance entirely. So I also don't want them to speak faster. So it's it's a catch-22. It's a
Have
terrible
you ever
first world
tried to do
problem I have.
both at the same time and listen to someone
It
read while
messed
you
me
read
up
it?
so bad. So I Rhythm of War, right? Brandon Sanderson. I got the Audible version and I did whatever it is so that if I read it on my Kindle, it syncs with Audible so that it just picks up where I stopped reading. And it messed me up so much because I don't know how to pronounce these names. So
Mhm.
I mentally don't, it made me realize I mentally don't pronounce names. I just see it. And like, that's it. That's all it is to me. Um, like I remember, it's like when somebody mispronounces a word, it's like they learned it through reading. Don't make fun of them, but also it's funny sometimes. Um, yeah, that messed me up, but, I guess you get used to it eventually.
I've never actually done it myself, but I have. I think this might be part of the neurodivergence, but like switching back from book to book, like going back and forth, actually does help me at times where I'm like, I can't
Oh,
stand listening to this, and then I'll be able to pick it up and read it. And that's how I got through a couple of the Dark Tower series, was
oh,
by
cool.
switching back and forth.
That's one I've done both, uh, literal or I don't know what
Literally.
A real
literally.
Facebook.
I listened to it and I saw the book and I heard the book.
Mhm.
It
I
sounds
love.
weird, but that's a true statement.
I
Yep.
know. That's what's so funny, and that's what like I've really been getting messed up. I think I mentioned earlier. My wonderful, amazing partner has been very helpful in me learning Spanish, but like it, I mispronounce things so much. Anyway, um, I don't remember my point. I just watched the train go.
Don't need to have one.
The point was, thanks for tuning in, everyone.
Oh yeah, this was a D&D live show. We're all loving you guys listening.
I was half
Fucking
expecting.
nailed it, y'all.
I was really expecting you to like duck down, take the headset off, and then like crawl out of the room. As we're just sitting here, like, what?
That's how it ends. The traditional way of D&D Beyond.
Nah, he's got nothing on Brad.
Yeah,
Yeah. no,
that's why it's a fantasy. Uh, okay, well, anything from anybody before I tie this with a bow?
Nope. I think
That, that about
That's
sums it up.
that's the sound of the police.
Is anyone else gonna legitimately miss Dirk?
yeah, I mean, we should go back and visit him.
Yeah, say hi every now and again.
Guys,
So
you didn't even come close to understanding the true nature of Dirk with a K.
No.
Thank you. That
He
is
is
his name. His name is not Dirk. It is Dirk with a K. Okay.
Hey, we're friends now. I'm giving him a nickname.
Call him
I
K.
I just realized every time I look at my desk, it looks like I'm sleeping.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's what's been.
I didn't even notice.
Oh man.
I just started looking at the stream right now, and I'm looking at my desk. I'm like, how many times was that going on?
I
People
was
like
gonna
everyone's like Kevin fully doesn't give a shit.
I was looking, I was like, oh man, Kevin must have had a rough night. He is
Yeah.
losing. He is
And
very
I'm
just
like,
like-
I'm just looking at my desk, and
I texted Steven earlier. I was like, oh man, those two babies must be keeping Kevin up.
oh man,
He's gotta be real tired right now.
I gotta put the camera lower so to see my eyes every time.
Yeah. Lord have.
Like, look, I just look down. So that
Mhm.
looks like I'm falling asleep. It's funny. That's funny. Yeah.
All right. Well,
This was a
if there's
blast,
nothing,
everyone.
yeah, I look forward. I've been looking forward to these so much, even as I complain about how much prep it is. Um, yeah. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, I'll close this bad boy up. Huh? And so our tale draws to a close for now. But as we say in the biz, you can't keep a good man down. Fuck, no, I hate that. Cut it out.
Sorry, after you
Just
did
fully quoted something.
Sorry, we just dipped in and out because after you did the last, I switched it to the ending soon screen to end on that, and then you kept talking. I was like, oh shit! I brought us back.
Saw that. That was funny.
Okay, well, shit, because it's canon now. All right, if there's nothing else, we're gonna close this out. Everybody on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Aw.